At this point, both militaries are taking a bit beating. Both Ukraine and Russia seem to be losing. And now it's going to be a question of who can survive and who can lose last.
We begin tonight with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the largest invasion of a neighboring country in Europe since World War II.
Since Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th, both sides have seen limited progress while enduring massive casualties.
For the Russians, it's a fight to hold on and to keep the territory that they've gotten, to be able to recruit the kinds of military personnel that they need to continue this fight. From the Ukrainian perspective, they're using special forces to get in behind Russian lines to be able to blow up supply depots, blow up airports. So this is not only demoralizing for the Russians, but it's very, very useful operationally and strategically for the Ukrainians.
The number of casualties is disputed, but experts believe tens of thousands of Ukrainian and Russian troops have been killed during the war.
A best case scenario for the Russians would be that they would continue their incremental offensive in the Donbass, that they would continue to take parts of southern Ukraine, and that they would be able to hold them. Remember that where the Russians are pushing in from the east towards the west, that is where not only most of the industry is, but it's where most of the agriculture, very rich agricultural area, all of that gets transported down the Dnieper River. If Russia would be able to hang on to that, it would almost cut Ukraine in half.
The U.S., among other nations, has contributed billions of dollars in support to Ukraine, paying for ammunition, armored vehicles, and advanced surface-to-air missiles.
The Ukrainian economy is much smaller, obviously, than the Russian economy. They don't have oil propping them up the way the Russians do. If Western support wanes, then there's a real possibility here that Ukrainians and Zelensky get put into a very difficult position where they would have to sue for peace. As of now, there's nothing that can be seen that would bring Putin to the negotiating table. He does not have everything he wants. He wants to take all of Ukraine. And if he takes anything less than all of Ukraine, it will be a personal humiliation. It will be end of a dream to reunify old Russia.
Negotiations from both countries have revolved around ceasefires and humanitarian aid, but no substantive peace talks have been held between the two nations.
It's always difficult to predict the future. It's especially difficult to predict the course of war. So how long does that last? Is it months? It could be months before we see some sort of resolution if the Ukrainians are able to continue this fight in the rear areas of Russia. But it could be, and the U.S. government is preparing for a war that will last years.